Good morning once again. You are watching CBC Breakfast with me, Pastor Martin Lutuna. And so we just had our news a few minutes ago, and then there came up a devotion by Pastor Dr. Mulenga Chela. And then we entertained you to some music as well as worship, where you had to be in God's presence. And so as we continue moving on with the breakfast, let's look at the weather updates. What are the weather conditions where we are as at now? What must we do for you to survive this season? And so we're getting into the hot season, if you like. And so hot season is a time where the sun is shining almost everywhere, left, right, center. You will be scorched. Maybe you'll be in a building thinking it's safe there. Otherwise, it gets hot as well. You need a aircon, or is it a fan, so that we just get some fresh air, if you like, so you keep yourself cool. Maybe you need a lot of fluids. You need to have cold water, is it, so hot water, whichever that you prefer. But the fact is that you need to keep yourself cool. Your body has to be cooled down. And that is why you find people go to the beach. They want to spend time there at the swimming pool or near the river. People who just want to keep themselves cool. Other places where it's more developed, you find that people tend to move. When it's a hot season, they'll go where it is cold. And at that time, we talk of migration, is it? When animals discover that there is no pasture in one place, they move as a group. Is it elephants or lions? They would go as a family to discover a place where it's nice, a place where maybe they'll go where it is swampy, and then they spend their time there. So it's this season that you find animals meeting where there is water, and so and then the devourers, these cannibals will find themselves there, and then these innocent animals. So when they go, they are all looking for water, and as they do that, they'll go to a stream, and so when they're at a stream, as soon as they've drunk their water, if it is these impalas or is it rabbits or something, by the time they're trying to get out of the stream, then there is a carnivorous animal behind them, and then they are caught and eaten alive, as it were. So what are the weather conditions as of today? Right now, as I speak with you, we're experiencing 21 degrees Celsius of weather, and it feels like it's 24 degrees Celsius. That tells you to say it's hot. It's quite hot. And so looking at the general view will be that it is sunny today. If you ask the question, the conclusion should be it is sunny, because the sun is already shining. It's just about 7, but the sun is already up there. So it's going to be sunny today. And then precipitation it's about 0 degrees, 0%. That is the precipitation of the weather. Then we look at humidity. It's about 35% of humidity. That is what we're looking at, 35%. It's not anything to play with. And the wind direction or wind position is that it's about 14 kilometers per hour. That is how the wind is going to move. So it means it's not all that bad with the wind, of course, but it's something that you have to note. It's sunny, no rains, of course. The clouds, maybe there are 1 or 2, but no rains. So rains is 0. That is for Monday today. And Tuesday, tomorrow, today is Tuesday actually. Tomorrow, Wednesday, we'll have 30 degrees to 19 degrees Celsius. That is the range of the weather. So it will be between 30 and 19 degrees Celsius. That tells you it will still be hot on Wednesday. Thursday, it will be hot again. Will be ranging temperature between 29 and 20 degrees Celsius. It's going to be hot again. Thursday, it will be 29 to 20, and then Friday will be 30 to 20 as well degrees Celsius. Saturday will be 31 to 21. It's going to be a bit hotter than any other day. Then Sunday will be 32 to 21 degrees Celsius. So you need to prepare yourself. That tells you to say the whole of this week is going to be sunny. So what must you do? You need to keep yourself cool. Don't leave home with heavy clothes that you may forget on the bus, on the minibus, or maybe on the bus if you're traveling out of town. You discover that you have to forget things if you are carrying too much baggage. So the best you do is take yourself just lighter clothing so that you're not bent, you're not scorched as it would be. And in the night as well, it's getting hot. That it's a time where someone will not cover themselves because it's too hot. It's a time where you need to do with a fan, aircon or something, and just to keep yourself cold, to keep yourself cool, as it were, because each one is looking for water. So as we look for water, even our animals are also looking for water. So it's every living being looking for water in a time such as this. So it's a time that you get to prepare yourself to make sure that you are up to date with whatever is happening. It's the breakfast show, as like I said. If you must get in touch with us, it's 0974 57 8988. You can call on that number, 0974 57 8988. And so we're looking at self-love, like we began yesterday. Loving yourself. What is self-love? What does it mean when you love yourself? Are you selfish? And if you tell someone to say they have self-love, does that make who you are? Does self-love relate to personal identity? When you love yourself, do you know yourself? Or maybe you're pretending to know yourself. If you can answer those questions, the number is 0974 57 8988, or you can send a voice note to 0968 26 1196. You can send a voice note to 0968 26 1196 for your voice note to respond to those questions. And so very soon I'll be giving a Bible quiz. I'll ask some questions that you need to respond to, and when you do, you win yourself something. Okay, I won't say what that is, but just know that you win yourself something when you answer the Bible quiz question that I'll come up with. So when I do the Bible quiz, you give the right answer, then you win yourself something. The number to call is 0974 57 8988. So you call that number, and then if you wanted to send in your voice note, it's 0968 26 1196. 0968 26 1196. That is the number that you can send your voice note to. And so in the news, we did talk about the highlights that we had of what has happened as of yesterday or another day. We had some highlights there of what is trending in the news. And so if we must get to dig deeper, we see that there's a lot that can be discussed in terms of happenings and maybe where you are. there is some news breaking out, you can send that to the same number that I've shared, which is 0974 578788. We'll send our news department. They should be able to get to that, and then you'll fill them in with the news, whatever is happening. Then it will be something helpful. So be ready to send in the news when that happens. And where are you watching us from? You need to let us know so we know and appreciate your viewership. Wherever you're watching us from, you need to help us understand. And so one of the news happening is that the Attorney General, Murilo Kavesha, has warned those serving in the UPND government to ensure they keep receipts even as they buy property, stating that time will come for them to account for what they own. The Attorney General has indicated there that all those serving in the UPND government should ensure that they receive receipts for even anything that they buy in terms of property, stating that there will be the time will come for them to account for what they own. So if you are a person that is serving in the UPND, you need to have yourself a receipt for whatever that you purchase. Not only for those in government, and in every place, whichever institution, even at home. If your parents send you to buy something, you ask for a receipt. And so when you go back, then you declare, you give them a report of how you spent the money. So it's just prudent for each one. It's not just for people in government. Anyone who spends money, if you are given money to spend, it is important that you account for that. So accountability is not just for people in government. Accountability is for everyone at family level, national level, is it community level, whoever is entrusted with funds. If you're entrusted with something, you need to account. And so accounting is not just for politicians. Even Christians, pastors, bishops, elders, deacons, and whoever else is serving, whether you're a counselor, you're just a chairperson, you need to give account. So whatever money you spend, you get yourself a receipt. That will help you to account not only in the future, but day to day, you make yourself accountable to that. The 2021 voters card still valid for 2026, according to ECZ. So ECZ has mentioned that the 2021 voters cards, those of us that registered to vote in 2021, the voters cards that you used, they are still valid. The ECZ is saying those voters cards are still valid. So it says the ECZ Chief Electoral Officer Brown Casaro says individuals who either voted in the 2021 general elections or have retained their 2020 issued voters cards do not need to re-register during the mass registration exercise, says Casaro. So this mass registration exercise that the ECZ is carrying out, they are saying if you have a voter's card that was issued in 2020, there is no need for you to be in a hurry. You don't need to rush to go and re-register for 2026 elections. If you have a voter's card that you had in 2020 and 2021, the ECZ, Electoral Commission of Zambia, have stated that those are valid, except those that do not have voter's cards. You are encouraged to register in the mass voter registration exercise that the ECZ is carrying out. You can register yourself in that voter exercise that ECZ is carrying out. So the Chief Electoral Officer, Mr. Brown Casaro, has said your voter's card is still valid. wherever you registered from, wherever you voted from, your voter's card is still valid. And also your NRC. If you have your NRC, and you don't need to change that, so it's still valid, and then you can vote in 2026. Jobs Dolika, ZCCMIH is better now. That is President Hakainde Hichilema says government has placed ZCCMIH in a better situation, but more works need to be done. The President, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, says government has placed ZCCMIH in a better situation, but more works need to be done. Yes, so the President has stated there that more works need to be done in ZCCMIH because it's now in a better situation. On the other hand, Lusaka Securities Exchange, that is LUSE, Chief Executive Officer Nicholas Kawaso says the country's exchange and the security exchange, it should be something that is applicable or something that is worth pursuing there. Politicians, be content with your pay. That is another headline to look out for. Malanji Amba's conviction should serve as a lesson to current government. That is Transparency International Zambia. The headlines that I'm looking at, it says Malanji Yamba's conviction should serve as a lesson to current government officials. That is according to Transparency International Zambia. If mealie is expensive, produce your own maize. According to Monga, you need to produce your own maize if mealie is expensive. And Bank of Zambia rolls out new 50 kwacha and 100 kwacha banknotes. So Bank of Zambia has released or published 50 kwachas and 100 kwacha notes. I'm sure many of you have seen those kwachas around. So we need to know that we have the new banknotes in circulation. Those are helping us to barter, if you like, to buy things and purchase, as it were. Battle over Edgar Lungu's final resting place heads back to court. That is another headline. Public protector seeks deputies amid nepotism, sexual harassment claims. The public protector seeks deputies. That is amid nepotism, sexual harassment, and sexual harassment claims. Wife seeks divorce after hubby suspends a pension. That is another headline that you'll find. And yes, you get to read that in the diggers, in the news diggers. That's where you get those stories. So there's a lot that is contained therein. Let's look at the quiz. If you are watching, I'd like to ask a question. How many children did Abraham have? How many children did Abraham have? Abraham, our forefather. We thought Abraham had his wife, and how many children did Abraham have? No, how many are the children of Abraham? So give me the correct answer to that question by phoning 0974 578988. 0974 578988, or you can send a voice note to 0968 26 1196. 0968 26 1196 for a voice note. If you send that and your answer is correct, you win yourself something. So those of you that are watching, the question we're asking is how many children did Sarah have? How many children were born of Sarah? How many children did Abraham have? Rather, we're asking the question, how many children did Abraham have? The number to call is 0974 578988 or a voice note to 0968 261196. You can do that straight away. Then we'll be able to take notes of what you said and have you win yourself something at the end of the day. It's a CBC breakfast that you're watching. Time check 0720. 0720 is the time on the CBC breakfast with me, Martin Lutuna, and it's good to have you watching us wherever you are watching from. We're delighted to have you around with us. So you may send that answer to 0974578988. You can do that straight away, and it's a morning breakfast. I'm waiting for your calls and your voice notes at 0968 261196. Very soon I'll be joined by a guest where we discuss Christian prosperity, if you like, how a Christian can prosper. So you need to look out for those insights on how you can prosper as a Christian. I'm sure many of you as Christians, it is your ambition or your goal that one day you prosper. And many times we fail to understand how people are prospered, and so there are gimmicks that people would have, and certain advices or certain ways of how to prosper, and people will think in so many ways how to do the ABC, and maybe someone will tell you do this, do that, then you get these results, and you wondering to yourself how or what must be done when this happens. So we'll take a break, and on the other side I'll be joined by my guest. So stay tuned as we do CBC breakfast. See you on the other side.
In a world filled with noise, CBC is a voice of hope, truth, and transformation. We are a dynamic, purpose-driven broadcaster bringing you content that uplifts, inspires, and changes lives every single day. From youth to professionals, to families and undeserved communities. Our programming speaks to every heart, every home. And for brands with visions, we are the platform that puts your message where it matters the most. We are more than just a channel. We are a movement of faith, of purpose, of impact. Partner with CBC TV and let your brand stand for something greater. Purpose, integrity, lasting impact. CBC TV, inspiring transformation every day.
Welcome to The Big Chair, the show where faith meets leadership.
All I knew is that the moment I stepped out of formal employment and have, 24 hours at my fingertips, there is no way I would fail in business.
In each episode, we sit down with Christian CEOs who are shaping Zambia with vision, integrity, and purpose.
So that drive, you just have to keep pushing and pushing hard.
A man whose journey is as inspiring in the boardroom as it is in his walk with Christ.
I had to leave my family in Lusaka and told them to say, we'll start this business from Solwezi. We never closed during COVID. We had more business and we were working even sometimes shifts, 2 shifts, day and night shift. God always provides. And there is no hard work that has no results for labor.
You're welcome to CBC Breakfast. It's good to have you here with us. I know that you are following and preparing to answer the question that I asked you to say in the Bible quiz. Of course, we said, how many children did Abraham have? Mm-hmm. So if you give us an answer of how many children there were, and your answer is correct, then you win yourself something. So how many children did Abraham have? So give us that answer, then you should be able to smile before the end of this day. So like I said, with me, I'm joined by a guest, and the guest I have with me is not other than Mr. I call him Dr. Wanga Mutesa is with us in studio just to help us understand Christian productivity. Mm-hmm. How a Christian can be productive in their areas of life, in their business, in their church, and in everything that there is about life. You get to understand how you can be productive.
That's right.
Mr. Wanga, good morning, sir.
Good morning, Pastor. How are you doing?
Well, thank you. It's good to have you with us.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here, and thanks for inviting me.
Correct, thank you. And it's getting hot. We're looking at the weather condition of saying it's about 20 degrees Celsius, 21 as of right now.
That's right.
This is just about 7:20. It's actually 7:27, but it's this hot, you know, and so going into October, November, then it may be worse than this.
That's right.
Yes.
Right.
So, what is your view? How must someone keep themselves cool? What do people need to do for them to be?
I think
to be cool.
It's a good question. I think it's important that we keep water with us. What I've done, I've come up with this practice whereby I have a 2-liter container of water. And the first thing to do in the morning, as soon as you wake up, is to drink some water before you have breakfast. It is recommended that you drink about 2 liters. Again, that also goes with how big you are. The body mass index will dictate. Okay. Some might be 1.5, others might be 2.5. Yeah. But for me, for my body size, it's recommended 2 liters of water. You just drink the whole day.
The whole day, 2 liters.
2 liters. Then also keep out of direct sunlight. Very important as well.
Keep away from direct sunlight out there, you who is watching. If you must keep yourself cool and relaxed, drink water before you have your breakfast. And some of you, I think, are already eating before having even drank something. So you need water, as it were, and hide from the sun.
That's right.
Avoid direct sun because it burns the melanin, is it?
It does burn the melanin.
Skin is burned.
Again, you need to take care of other health aspects like even what you eat. It matters. Avoid fried foods. Eat a lot of vegetables, fruits. Very, very important as well. So these leafy things. Eat organic, eat natural.
Yeah, you see why you qualify as a doctor. You're telling us health issues here, and those are health tips that you've given us. Mr. Wanga, how can someone prosper as a Christian? What is Christian productivity?
Well, Christian productivity, we have Jesus, who is our direct mentor, our coach, our teacher. The centerpiece of the Bible. We know he was very hardworking. We know he was very spiritual. He had a father called Joseph. He worked as a carpenter. These are not simple things. He used to wake up very early in the morning. Proverbs talks about it. Ecclesiastes talks about it. A lot of successful people. I mean, even the way he was picking his disciples, he picked them based on how hardworking are they. So now the issue about being productive. This is one thing I'd like to appeal to all churches out there. We need to have productive church members. And I've got 4 categories of them.
Okay.
Yes.
Which ones are these?
Okay, first of all, depending on the age group. If you're young, you go to church. Very important that you go to school. Category number 1 should be a school-going member. Category number, so this person has to be in school. If you're a church, within the first 6 months, that person should be in school, if they're not in school. Category number 2, get a job. Again, if you're at that level whereby you're old enough to be employed, you're employable, start working. But then again, we have to come to the reality, not everyone can get a job, a formal employment of some sort. But you should be available to do even the dirty work. That is, offer your services, even at the cheapest rate. Eventually, you start building up from there. The third category is ensure that you start a business. Again, when you may not be able to get a job, but do something. And how do you build capital? Just do anything. Even if you are giving slave wages, what your end goal is, you are trying to raise money for capital to start a business, even at a low level. The fourth category, you can be a combination of any of the 2 or 3 of them. That's the first. So if you're going to be a church-going member, you need to be productive. Just don't go there just to sit, make the numbers, and look like you're doing something right with your life. No. There's nothing good about just sitting. You have to be productive.
Mr. Mutesa, there are those that believe in prayer.
Yes.
They are, I mean, if you talk to some people, they are spending time on the mountain every day, 24/7, maybe the whole week. It's fasting and prayer. And how productive is that as a Christian?
Well, I love what Ecclesiastes tells us. There's a time and place for everything. Prayer is very important, very, very important. But what is prayer without works? Then we're being rhetoric with God. We're trying to play games with God.
So what you're saying, people should stop going to the mountain, but just work.
I think people need to be productive. Some people think that worship is a praise and worship is just about singing. No, even with your lifestyle. So if you're going to pray, you can work. It's very important. Again, Old Testament is that Malachi says that. If you look at Malachi, look at James, they all talk about mixing faith and works together. Very important. Old Testament, New Testament, they both talk about that. There's a need to do that. But if you just do one and you don't do the other, then one suffers. It's also what we call some form of alignment, body alignment. That's your soul, your body, your spirit. Each aspect has got something to give, something to be productive with. But with our body, our physical body, because we're in this world, we have to work. God did not say, Jesus tells us that God did not send us the rain because there was no man to work it. So God expects us to work. He doesn't expect us to just pray. That's important. It's very important. But he also expects us to be productive, like parable of the talents. One who didn't do anything. He was burnt. God cast him out. There's no glory in poverty. Yeah.
So it's what you're saying is it's incumbent upon man and woman to work, just like Adam and Eve were put. Adam was put in the Garden of Eden, and God told him to work.
That's right.
Tend, and we told work actually came before the fall. Before man sinned.
Before man sinned, yes.
He was taught to work.
Yes.
Adam was taught to take care of the Garden of Eden and secure it.
Yes.
So that was work. When you tell someone to watch this Bible, it is work. When you tell someone to do certain things. But why are some Christians choosy with works? I mean, you talked about even if it's a small paying job,
yes.
A Christian should go ahead and do that work.
A Christian must work.
They must work.
They must work. Don't think about the wages. Don't choose. Don't be too choosy. Don't be too picky. Just take whatever is available at you.
But Christians are human beings like anyone else.
Yes.
Why shouldn't they choose?
No, okay. The issue about, again, this is where we talked about like going to school. You see, the more school one has, the more rights you get. You see,
say that again.
The more school one has,
the more rights.
The more rights you get.
So the people that has more school, they have more rights than,
yes.
than those.
Because
Please speak into that.
Sure, okay. Because you see, when you go to school, you have the power to choose.
Okay.
Because you make yourself marketable. So going to school is a biblical thing. It's about adding value.
Value to yourself.
It's your value to yourself. So you
Yeah.
need to position yourself well in the market. So you have more options.
Okay.
So you can be a bit picky at that level.
Okay.
But there's always a starting point at some point. There's always a
You
starting
have to
point.
start somewhere.
You have to start somewhere. But if you don't have that,
Yeah.
and then you also have there's another side to life. There's some people, they have a master's,
Yeah.
they have a doctor, but they can't find work.
They can't.
So again, that's another category of people. So again, for those, they can either offer themselves as consultants or lecturers, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But the issue is, if they can't get a job, then maybe God said, "No, okay, fine. I've not called you to work for you. Maybe I've called you to start a business of some sort. That's why I've given you this education." So the issue is that you have to be productive. There's no excuse.
No excuse.
There's no excuse.
Someone should be productive.
Someone must be productive.
Regardless.
Regardless.
Whether educated or not educated.
Yes.
They have to be productive.
They have to be productive.
So, there are people out there, or Christians, who are working hard,
Mhm.
and then they don't see the results. Where could be the problem?
Again, there's an issue of strategy again.
Okay.
There's also an issue of picking the right mentors, the right people. See what's good for you. Is it okay if I can just take you back about the issue of works?
Yes.
Yeah, because earlier we came to this agreement that before man was created, the Lord sent rain so that he can work.
Okay.
Can I also tell you that even businesses, of the blueprint of business, was there before man's creation? Can I take you to the scripture?
Yeah.
Okay, so when God said, "Let us make man in our own image,"
Mm.
then he made a statement that says that he can take care of the birds of the air,
Mm.
the fish of the sea,
Mm.
and the creatures on the land. So if I was to paraphrase that, like some people just say, okay, this is a spiritual matter. No, there's a very physical matter to it. When he said take care of, like, for example, like let me start. It says like take care of the fish of the sea. Again, for you to, that means fishing. You're extracting. There's someone who has to build a boat. There's a design. There's a process to doing all that. If you're going to collect that, there's also, if you're going to look after the fish or take the fish, you're talking about issues of administration, there's accounting, and all these things. Fishermen, there's a science to it, and there are all these supporting works. So again, that is a business model. If you're going to take birds of the air, yeah, okay, fine. No, that people, they're able to take pigeons. They can go around, there's a way they can train birds. But let us, because he spoke at a subsistence level of economics, so that was the economy at the time. But those who take care of the air, like at a higher level, we're talking about the internet, you're talking about the Elon Musks and all those people. So the business blueprint was already there before man's creation. Even things of the land, that is like creatures of the land. All that is business.
So what you're saying, Mr. Mutesa, is that business comes from God.
Yes.
God already had business in mind when he was
100%.
creating man.
100%.
So God is the great business person.
He is the business. Yes, the first business.
The first business.
Yes, the first business, the marketer, the economist, the everything.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So each and every person that is out there watching, they need to make sure that it's just something that they are doing with
They
themselves.
have to be productive. Yes.
They can't just stay and say.
No.
About those that blame their parents, maybe their past, they say, no, I'm in this position because one, I didn't have money to go to school, my parents died, or my parents were poor, so I find myself in this situation.
Yeah.
As we are poor, our family is poor, this is who we are.
Yes.
They can't think forward. So what would you say to such people?
Well, such a person, I think that there's also some, you can't, okay, yes, of course everyone goes through a tragedy and we do respect that at some point, but it's very, very important to also be a bit mature, you know. Again, let us go back to the parable of the talent. You know, there was that person who had the one talent, and then when the master came, he blamed the master. You know, in life, very important, you must never have an excuse for anything.
There shouldn't be.
There should be no excuse.
You just have to take responsibility.
Even in chaotic situations, in failures, we can learn something from there. There should be some wisdom we should extract. Don't just give up. Say no, it's because you know we have all the reasons to stay in bed. I mean, I know you're a pastor, but why are you running a TV station?
Oh, yeah.
You see,
Yeah.
and then there are some people who have those unfortunates who made their parents died. Yes,
Yeah.
and maybe when they're young, we can sympathize because the person is young,
Yes.
and they need to be mentored, they need to be parented. But as an adult, that cannot be an excuse.
You can't blame your parents.
You can't.
Your forefathers.
You can't.
I'm bewitched, or no, this is an omen. I'm cursed. If you look at our family, someone would say the firstborn doesn't do anything. Second born, nothing.
That's right.
And I'm the fourth born, nothing.
yes.
Even my young ones also. So this is the family thing. We need to get to the root. Who did this?
But the scripture again, the scripture says that you are the light of the world, so let your light shine. What shine is there in doing nothing?
You can't shine.
You can't shine.
No.
So what it is, there are people like, so if you talk about people like Joseph, he had bigger brothers, but he was much more successful than people like David. In the Bible, we know he's young, he had older brothers, and yet he was the next king. But it took a while before he was king. See, he was tending to sheep. He was doing all the donkey work, looking after the sheep, smelling like manure and all that stuff. But then here comes a tormentor called Goliath. He torments the land of Israel for 40 days. David's older brothers are there. No one's responding. The whole Israel's not responding. King Saul's not responding. The whole administration is not responding until David comes along the scene, and he takes responsibility for the fact that Israel's under torment. So sometimes even at family level, we need to take responsibility and say, look, let me come out of this and let's move forward.
Someone has to be the David.
Someone has to be David.
That comes on the scene and say, regardless of what is happening,
that's right.
I'm going to change my situation. Yes. So viewers, you are getting us on CBC Breakfast. With me, I'm joined by Mr. Wanga Mutesa, who is helping us understand how you can be productive as a Christian. And he's just shared insights that are so great about business, how you can think business, and just with whatever you have. The fact that you have life in you, you are breathing, it means that you have a chance to make it in life. So that's you can be productive. With the prayer that you are doing as a Christian, add some work. So you add work to your prayers, and then when you do that, then prosperity starts coming your way. So many who are out there, you're complaining about your situation because of your parents, because of your siblings. Things haven't happened like that, so because they died, they left you young. We've been encouraged not to cry over spilled milk. We rather must gun ourselves and rise up and do our best. What of chances that are not available? Someone would say there are no chances. Wherever I go, it doesn't work. People are selfish. They can't give me chance. How should they strategize to get to have a chance?
Well, Scripture says that time and chance is given to everybody. It's just an issue. Some are blind to opportunities. So you might be looking in one direction, but there are other avenues in life. The Lord has given us many options. It's just an issue of not understanding that you can do more than one thing in life. One should be multi-talented when you multitask. Don't not just stick on one road. Sometimes you may have a passion for one particular area of life, but if it's not open for you, look at option B, option C, whatever it is. Go for that in the meantime. Then eventually you get back to what you feel is literally on your heart.
Okay, so it's to look at different opportunities, and of course there's a saying that when one door closes, another one opens. So someone should be able to explore different other opportunities.
Different avenues, that's right.
So a person should be not limited to what they are looking at. Maybe someone they have this career that they think they should get a job only in this career.
That's right.
Meanwhile, there's another opportunity out there. So a person should be flexible enough, isn't it?
You must be flexible
to get to a place where they must see. Okay, you've heard it, viewers. We'll take a break. On the other side, we'll continue with Mr. Wanga Mutesa, my guest on CBC Breakfast. Stay tuned.
Mona, you have any condemned funikali ones that are open.
As far as relationship is concerned, you are saying the two of us are responsible.
People can be married, but topic yandarama nyankungala quiet. Nizi
men talk.
Notisho kwamba kutenga chintu sonde ichi chifunika umu ichi yai.
Why should a man be involved in the home budgeting? Welcome once again. I am your host, Pishol Musampwa.
Welcome back. Thank you for staying tuned to CBC Breakfast. We're having breakfast with Mr. Wanga Mutesa here, who has given us a lot of breakfast so far in terms of Christian productivity, how you can be productive as a Christian. It is incumbent on you that you be productive. Mr. Wanga, what if your spouse is not productive? You're trying to be productive, and whatever you build, they bring it down. You build, they bring it down. How would we be productive like that?
Okay, for those who are in that situation, you're in a tricky situation. I have 3 theories of life.
Yeah.
There's a book which I've actually been working on.
Okay.
There's that issue, but let me just summarize it this way. There's that issue where people say, no, you need to know your circle. You have a circle of friends.
Yeah.
So in that circle, sometimes if people are not being productive, because people say, no, this is my network. That's not a network. That's a prison.
Okay.
So now in marriage, because we talk about the spouse, sometimes you may need to sit down with the spouse, but that also depends on the relationship that you have with your spouse. But it's very important to sit down with your spouse. Maybe your spouse just needs to go to school, to either take your spouse to school, so you can do that, or you can get maybe a mediator or some sort, and say that you're trying to make some effort for the sake of bettering her life and your children's life, because that's your responsibility. Because but it might be the woman and it's your husband doing that. That's a very tricky situation. But sometimes it's very important to just have a time, a cordial time, maybe when you're both laughing together, and then say, okay, you know what, there's this idea I have, and all I want to do is just for us to live better. What do you think of A, B, C, D? So you bring it maybe to just keep probing, asking questions, which leads them to say, no, I think let us get better, and then how can we do it together? So they have to buy into your idea. It's not easy, but it takes patience.
It takes patience.
It takes patience.
Is that why it's important when you're in courtship that you court the right person? And
Yes.
Nowadays you find that maybe many a young person would say it doesn't matter. You just meet someone today and tomorrow you are marrying. And some people would say they are by nature destructive. Maybe if you marry someone that is not productive, and whatever you want to build, it's brought down. There are those issues where somebody is not, they are not able to handle maybe certain things. Maybe whenever there is money, there are problems.
Yes. So I think there, because now we're looking at it, because now we brought up an issue of, because that time it was a spouse, now we're looking at the premarital aspect, like before they get married. So at dating level, it's very, very important to take time. Don't just rush because the person's beautiful, then there's an accident, then someone gets pregnant, that is dangerous. You see, people pretend before they are married. That is true, because they are marketing themselves. Even the devil does that. He does. Usually, the reason why people sin is because the sin is well packaged. There's a good marketing aspect to it, and it talks of all the benefits that are there, and all you're seeing is the benefits, but you're not seeing the terms of references of that sin. You're not seeing how it will inconvenience you, and that's the same thing as when you're dating someone. Take time, understand the spending habits. Are they going to school? Don't marry someone who's not going to school. Do not marry someone who's not doing anything in life. Let them mature first. Let them. Maturity is discipline. There's nothing wrong. I don't have anything. If one has not been to school, that doesn't take anything away from you. You have an opportunity. But before you get into marriage, go to school, because when you get into marriage, there's this selfishness that is take. No, go there with an attitude of what am I going to take into that marriage? What am I going to give into that marriage? When you have two people do that, it becomes very powerful. So you need to do your vetting.
So what you're saying is a girl child needs to know that marriage is not everything.
Yes.
When they go into marriage, it's not a jackpot.
No.
When someone has gotten married, you'll find maybe traditionally a girl is wired to think when they get married, then their problems are solved. They want someone with a car, someone with a house, and the moment I get married, then my problems will be gone. I've married a rich person. How many rich men are there to marry all the women who don't have and should have?
They are very few, and in most cases, people who have actually built wealth on their own terms, not inherited wealth, but built wealth, they tend to have a certain discipline. They tend to be a bit cautious because how they build that wealth. There's a lot of thinking in it involved. So there are chances that, I'm not talking about all rich people, I'm talking about there's a chance that even when they're selecting their partner, they'll do those checks as well. Is this person going to help me? So they have those who are prenup. Then again, you also have another category of rich people who they're not really looking for a wife to advise. They're just looking for someone who they can use or to spend time with.
For pleasure.
Yeah, for pleasure. And then those are likely to put a prenup to it. It means that you can't inherit anything for that person. So they're a bit strategic like that. But again, you also have those who they tend to slip through, but they shouldn't look at marriage as a jackpot.
It's not a jackpot.
It's not supposed to be a jackpot. That's why we have a lot of problems.
No.
2 years ago, we had 22,000 divorce cases.
Oh, yes.
Last year, the other year, it was about 37,000 divorce cases.
Wow.
Why? Because of how they got together. So those things matter a lot.
So it's important to take time to know someone before you are pronounced husband and wife.
Yes, very important.
And certain problem. We're talking Christian productivity. How you can be productive as a Christian. Many times, Mr. Mutesa, there are Christians who say, I want to buy this at the church price. So give me. There are Christians who are always getting and not giving. What would you encourage someone that is watching in terms of their productivity? What must they do in the way that they receive? Because the Bible says, blessed is the hand that gives than the one that takes.
Yes, okay. Now, again, as I mentioned, understand the Bible over there. Because, again, there are people who come to church because they want to take something from the church. So it says, bring your goods, whatever it is, whether, like I said, tithes and offerings, to the church so that I have enough food to feed people. So what they want is members who are giving, who are supporting, and not bringing the church down. Because now we have a situation whereby the church is doing a lot more giving than taking. It's not supposed to be that. The house of God should be filled. And then the church provides a service, right, in terms of the word, and they're there to help the orphan, widowed, and vulnerable, those who are in calamity. But not someone who's fully able-bodied. That is wrong. That is not wrong. That is wrong. And then this issue of bring the price up because it's a church, again, you're killing the church. Because the church, the business of the church is to take the word, to spread the gospel across all nations, not just within them, but all nations. So if you're a church, you are in Lusaka, and you just be in Lusaka, already you are killing the Great Commission. You're just waiting for people to come in. You are supposed to be going out, and not just bring it. So you have to be out there. You have to literally be out there in the areas where people have never heard Christ. So your vision must be to grow.
Correct. Your vision must be to grow. Mr. Mutesa, there is a young person there who is looking only for a 500 kwacha to start a business. And they've tried by all means. They're Christian, and they are praying that if only I can have this money, then my business will be okay. What are some of the avenues that Christians can use to get to have capital? Is it going to the government?
No.
Is it to their family members? Who should they reach out to in that situation?
The job of the government is to govern, it's create policy. There's no government that's going to create jobs for everybody. They will create jobs, but not for everybody. They can't swallow everyone. There's no government that can do that. Of course, politicians may lie, no, we'll do it, but they can't. There's no capacity. There's no government with that capacity. So what you should do, if you are able-bodied, now in the dry season, like in Zambia, people's grass is getting dry, the lawns are depleting. So one can say, look, just offer themselves, even at a low price, like I mentioned earlier. Just look, I've noticed that your garden looks dry. Do you mind if I can bring water? Can I plant grass for you, even at a minimum amount? Because 500 kwacha is not much money. You can make that money. You can push a wheelbarrow. You can clean. You can wash cars. You can do whatever it is, but do it in a decent and honest way. And sometimes you find
decent and honest way. I get that.
And then sometimes you might do it so well that you're recommended, and guess what? A business is being born out of you. Sign that was not in mind, business is being born. And then with the issue about business, when you start running a business, you start to learn, because that's a school as well. It's also a school. So it start to teach you, and then this person can start expanding from there.
Mr. Mutesa, I've seen at my church some elders would deliberately engage the young people in work. They just invite them to say, okay, come and harvest the maize at the farm. They do that, and then they are given money. So is it maybe a way as Christians that we look out for those that have need, and then we spot them out, and then we give them work to do, and then we pay them? Because the moment we start spoon feeding
Mhm.
our Christian friends or,
Yes.
or members, we'll make them lazy.
Yeah.
But the best is let them work,
Let them
and
work.
then we'll give them what
Yes.
they need.
There are these words of wisdom. Some say it's a scripture. It's not a scripture, but it makes a lot of sense.
Mm.
It says that if you give a man a fish, he'll eat for one day. But if you teach him how to fish, they'll fish forever. So I think that's the concept you can come to. It sounds like a proverb, but it makes a lot of sense.
Mm.
So I think don't even the church. I discourage churches from giving people capital because they'll squander that money.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I would rather encourage them to teach
to teach them
Yeah.
how to make money.
how to make money. So
Not
that's
just
value
give-
adding
Correct.
Mhm.
Value addition. No, I like that. You're adding value
Mhm.
to a person.
to a person.
And
that's
so
right.
if a Christian should be sustained,
Mhm.
they need to learn how to manage the resources.
That's right.
They need to have a strategy,
Mhm.
and they have to be engaged in,
Definitely
in
engaged.
doing something.
That's right.
And also they need to give tithe, isn't it?
They have to give tithe. Very
Yeah,
important.
They have to give
They
tithe
have to give
and
their offerings.
offerings.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's
correct. Your last words as we close this chat.
Okay, great. So there's a very big misconception that those, because we talked about prayer, some people think praying the whole day is the answer. No, you need to balance. You need to mix. Jesus was very balanced. The Bible is very balanced. The Bible promotes science, it promotes business, it promotes all these things.
Yeah.
So you need to work hard
Yeah.
as a Christian. Don't just attend church, but go there as someone to give, who's going to give something.
Yeah.
Offer something very important.
Correct. You've heard it, viewers, that you need to be someone that is productive. What are you going to be productive at today?
That's right.
Are you one that is just still rolling in bed, maybe as you watch us on Facebook or wherever you're watching us from? You need to be productive. Wake up early morning, find something to do. Don't be lazy, because laziness doesn't profit. But hard work profits. So as a Christian, after making those prayers that you prayed, go out there and find something to do. And when you do, you'll be smiling. You'll not go wrong. Yeah. So this is the CBC breakfast with me, Martin Lutona, and we had a guest, Mr. Wanga Mutesa, who helped us understand how we can be productive as Christians. So dear Christian, it's a day to be productive. It's a time to be productive. Thank you so much, sir, for having come.
Thank you so much for
God
inviting
bless
me.
you.
God
On the other
bless you.
side,
Thank you so
we'll
much.
have Pastor Shepherd joining us. He's a youth pastor. We'll be able to discuss with him on how and what he's doing with young people. Stay tuned.
Christ Life is more than a school. It's a nurturing community. Our qualified teachers use innovative methods that keep the minds and hearts of our students engaged. Our cafeteria isn't just a place to eat. It's a hub of nourishment and community. Our sports activities are always filled with fun and creativity that promote teamwork and confidence in every child. With access to the latest educational software, learners are prepared for the digital age with confidence and creativity, empowering students with skills in and out of the classroom. Swimming is a life skill that is cardinal for survival. Our ballet programs teaches more than just dance. It installs grace, discipline, and expression. The heart of knowledge builds in our school library with a wide collection of fiction, non-fiction, reference material, and digital resources. Our school offers exciting and safe playground facilities for both ECE and primary students. Safety is our top priority, and our drivers are carefully selected for their professionalism and commitment to the well-being of our students. At Christ Life School, we believe education is not just about passing exams, it's about preparation. So, if you are looking for a school that feels like home, where your child will be known, loved, and challenged to reach their highest potential, then Christ Life School is the place.